if you want to get Buddhism down to its essence, you know, I would say that the mind is Buddha's expertise. And this is a shock to us, because in the West, the best we can think of when it comes to Buddhism is closing your eyes and being mindful. I mean, it's so grotesquely simplistic, I can't believe it. Even most Buddhists actually study the Buddhist model of the mind. So the point about, there's His Holiness talking about these amazing Indians, I mean, they're the ones who mapped their own mind, not the brain, the internal cognitive process. This is phenomenal, actually, and this is the basis of the Buddhist model of the mind that's studied today in the Tibetan monastic university system, and anybody else who's studying it. And this is the core, this is the essence of it. Everything comes down to the mind for Buddhism. So, as Lama Yeshe would put it, being a Buddhist is being your own therapist. So what does this mean? It means learning, recognizing this simple point that what goes on in the mind is the basis of your happiness and suffering. So if you want to be happy, you change your mind. You don't want to suffer, you change your mind. So okay, great theory, what does it mean? Well, the Buddhist model of the mind is so simple in some ways. It's deceptively simple. We've got these three categories of states of mind. We've got those that are neurotic and delusional and depressing and distressing and disturbing. We all know these. We've got the stuff that's positive, virtuous, useful, beneficial, love, kindness, compassion. And then we have the other stuff, I like to call the mechanics of our mind, which is concentration, all these practical things, that whether you're a good or a bad person, you need these. But the crucial one of being a Buddhist is to delve into your own mind, be your own therapist, quite literally. And so what that means is we have to learn to distinguish between all these thousands of thoughts that are flying around in our head from the time we wake up until the time we go to sleep, 99.9% of which we're mostly ignorant of. We just feel the symptoms of them when they hit our body, when we have serious emotions, because we don't look deeper. So the thing that's amazing, I find, in Buddhist psychology, which is quite unique to the Buddhist view, you know, but which we don't notice because the words Buddhism uses are so simple: love, attachment, anger, jealousy. They sound so boring, you know. We don't use all these fancy words that modern psychology uses. So then the Buddhist view is so simple that my suffering comes from these neurotic states of mind. They are the source. So there's like this hierarchy, I like to say. There's this root, primordial misconception of a self, which is so ingrained we can't even give it a name in our culture, on the basis of which we've got this thing called attachment, which is this bottomless pit of neediness, of feeling separate, of feeling dissatisfied. That's the most basic energy of this energy called attachment, on the basis of which we then hanker after something. And the obvious first place we go is the objects of the senses, and then we manipulate to get the thing, and then the attachment makes it look more delicious than it really is, and then we manipulate to get it, and then we expect the happiness to come. And what Buddha's saying is it's a series of lies in our mind, but it's so spontaneous and so natural, we don't notice it. And then the millisecond attachment doesn't get what it wants, which is 1,000 times a day, is what's called aversion. And then the strong aspect of aversion is anger, and the internalized version of it is depression. These words are so simple, but the way this works is so primordial, so nuanced, that we will never begin to see it until we start getting some focus, stepping out of our head, getting some concentration, and on the basis of understanding this Buddhist model, which is not that complicated, then start to listen to and unpack and unravel our own conceptual process, which is what is informing our emotions. This is the actual job of being a Buddhist, but which is not that easy. And then we're going to notice that everybody, we all run to the negative side. We run instantaneously to I'm no good, I'm not good enough, I haven't got enough, he doesn't love me enough, no matter how much we get, it's never enough. That's the default mode, the irony of ego. So we've got to consciously change this process, which is not an easy job, but that's what we're doing, that's what we're trying to do.